welcome? Okay. Okay. Introduce me.
Hello, everybody. My name is Betty Pitts Foster. I'm a member of WNYUAC, and I want to welcome all of you to this wonderful occasion. Thank God that He blessed us with no rain. He blessed us with some wonderful artists that had a vision. We blessed us with some people here that supported that vision, and we're all here to celebrate. Celebrate. So I'm gonna give the mic up. Thank you for letting me have it for 2 words. And I'd like to introduce the president of our group. And you'll notice the people with these tags on, we're all members of WNYUAC, and our president is Mr. John Baker. And here he is.
Thank you all for coming out. I want you to know we, as artists in this community, really appreciate your support, and we would not be here in this position if it were not for you. But just to give you an idea of how this came into fruition. Okay, that's right, keep going, don't stop here. Paula Coleman, who's one of our members, suggested the Love Your Block program to us. And when we were trying to figure out what could we do to be a part of this project and get this grant. And after talking to her and Mama Charlene, we submitted it. And actually I talked to the mayor, and thank God he talked to Oz. And it's rolled from then on. There was never any roadblocks or anything else. They liked the project, what we were doing, and our whole objective was to do something positive, image-wise, for our community. And the main thing of it is images that we can call relevant to us. And that's the important thing. This is the first in a series of images we're going to be doing throughout the community. Okay, this one is called Buffalo Renaissance. The title of the series is called East Side Chronicle, which means is we're going to be taking pictures and images from history and from events that have happened throughout our community, and we're going to be doing those throughout our community on the East Side, so you can get a chance to see some of the ideas. I'm going to give you some information later on about a meeting that we're having, that we're going to do a survey for you guys to come and meet with us at the library and tell us what you want to see. Not us telling you what we want to do for you. We're giving you that opportunity. Okay, let's see it for a second. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. Now, the first thing I would like to do is, because this is not a one-man band, okay? We've gotten to this point because we have people in this organization that have worked to get a lot of things done and to make our organization work. We are now incorporated and we are 501c3. These are artists, okay? Everybody thinks artists know nothing about business, but these artists came together, and this is an example of what we can do. What I would like to first do is introduce the artists that are up here. We have James Cooper III. No, I want you guys up here with me, come on. He's also a VP of our organization. We also have Ari Moore. Okay, and we have our youngest new artist, Kobe Barber, who's a very talented artist. You're gonna hear a lot from him in the future. Okay, and we can't forget our garden person who structured what it is to be with flowers and everything else, because that is not my expertise. Okay, Constance Struthers, who's the VP with our organization, is the one that structured what we have here up under the images. And now, they're not presently hanging now, but we're also redoing the images that were next to the Jim Bell's Cleaners. That was done years ago by William Cooper. And one of the artists redoing that project is here, and that's Jerry Seals. And I'm looking for Jay Hawkins, and I don't see him. Jerry? You know, the situation I face sometimes is I end up being out here out front, but I got a team right here to make things work for me. And I want to make sure you guys know this is not about John Baker, okay? This is about us as black artists trying to make a difference in our community. All right? Now, also, I would like to recognize any family members from anybody that's up here on the wall. I know one of my buddies is here. If he can step up so you can see him introduce his Carmen Sims. This is Rick James' brother. Do you have anybody else up here that's related to anybody on the wall at this point? Okay. But Carmen and I have been friends for years, back in the day and everything else. He's always supported me. And the first picture I posted on Facebook was him giving me the thumbs up on the picture. Because those guys in his family, they're very particular. So I had to make sure I got it right. Once I got his approval and Leroy's approval, I felt confident with what I had done. And mine in particular is dedicated to Betty Gladden and Camille Hudson, who's Rick's mother and his sister, who were the ones that supported me from day one and told Rick about me. Okay? That's how I got introduced to Rick. And we got to working after that. But he didn't believe him in the beginning, but we got to know each other fairly well, and we did quite a few projects together. So I thank them for giving me that opportunity. They're no longer with us, but I know somewhere they're looking down, smiling, and saying, yeah, I told you so. Right, Carmen? Okay, now I'm going to have Oswaldo Maestri come up, and he's going to give you some information about the project, how it came about, and how we became a part of it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you for everyone for being here. John talked a little bit about the occasion and why we're here. I couldn't think of a better place to be in the city of Buffalo on Jefferson Avenue. I say that because I don't live too far from here. And so when the mayor makes things happen and he says, you know what, Oz, we need to work with organizations that are on the ground. And not just any organizations, we need to work with those individuals who want to improve this community. Not only just improve this community, but utilize the dollars that we have in terms of grant funding to make it happen. Because it's really not about the city making it happen, it's really about the individual people who can envision things to make things happen in your community. Because how this community will come back will be on the backs of those people who live, work, worship within this community. And so it's just really, honestly, just a pleasure to be a part of a project. I talked with John earlier, and we talked about it. Every time I talk with John and a few other people, I learn more and more about artistry. I learn more and more about the individuals who create the art. But when we talk about issues in our community in terms of blight, when we talk about issues in the community in terms of engagement, art should be a part of that. We need to re-envision how we look at this community. And so if by identifying the historical context of what the people who lived in this community makes a difference in this community, I'm seeing cars stopping, I'm seeing people happening, everything's happening on Jefferson Street. Mayor and I talk about this with other commissioners. This is ground zero in terms of who and what we're going to be able to do in this community. And so just being a part of this is very important. This was funded by a grant from Bloomberg Philanthropies called From the Cities of Service. The initiative is Love Your Block. Isn't that something? Yeah. Love your block. When you can put a little bit of an emotion in it and understand how we love each other, right? How we love our community. This is what it's really all about. And so it's really, the city was just a grant maker in this opportunity. And we worked with individuals. Yesterday, we had a ceremony that we awarded 23 grants to different organizations throughout the city of Buffalo to do beautification projects and also remediation, any kind of projects that they wanted to do. And so on Jefferson, we not only worked with John Baker's, the Western New York Artists Coalition, we also worked with the Jefferson Avenue Block Club. And I thought I saw somebody, I see you, all right? And so we worked with other block clubs in this neighborhood. And so this was a collaborative effort, not just from the mayor, but I have the opportunity here from the county. We have the majority leader from the, I'm sorry, I don't want to demote her. She is the chairwoman from the county legislature here. And so, you know what, when people say when you make an investment and other investments happen, when you make another investment and other investments happen, Well, I don't know who came first, but I know that both of them are here because both of them made a significant investment, the mayor and the chairwoman of the county legislator, April Baskin. So without further ado, I have this great opportunity whenever I get a chance to introduce this man who is not just my boss, he's a 24-hour, if I could put 25 hours in there, he cares about this community. He's constantly emailing, texting all of the commissioners, especially me, about what's going on, a vacant lot, I know I got to do something with that tree, because he already let me know. But that's the type of mayor that you want, that's dealing with complex issues, but making sure that we're dealing with the simple issues that's happening in this community. So without further ado, introducing the mayor of the city of Buffalo, Mayor Byron Brown.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who is here. The chair of the Erie County Legislature and I were talking, Chairwoman April Baskin, and I was saying, Chairwoman, do you want to speak before me? And she said, no, Mayor, you can speak first. You are the elder. So I thank the chairwoman for her collaboration. We are funding collaborators. We work very closely with the chairwoman of the Erie County Legislature, and I am so proud of the work that she's doing and her leadership in this community, and it's great being able to work with her. And both April Baskin and I, like Oswaldo, understood that this is a community-driven project. This is a project that the community said that the community wanted to do, and now Mayor Oswaldo, Chairwoman Baskin, go out and find a way to fund it, to make it happen. I want to thank all of the partners in this, our phenomenally talented urban artists, the Western New York Urban Artists Collective. Let's give them a round of applause. There is incredible talent in this community. There is incredible talent in the Black community. And let me just say to all of you as mayor of the city of Buffalo, I know that the East Side is about 85% African American. And we're saying to everyone who will listen, federal government, state government, our colleagues in the local government, that for this community to be everything that it should be, this community has to inform the development, the funding, everything that goes forward in the transformation of the East Side of Buffalo. Without you, there is no transformation of the East Side of Buffalo, and I want to make it clear that all of us here are sending that message loudly and clearly, that the people who live on the East Side of Buffalo have got to say what is going to happen in this community. There's no ifs, no ands, or no buts about it. The chairwoman and I, April Baskin and I, were also saying that we are going to collaborate on many more of these art projects going up on the East Side of Buffalo, being done by African American artists.
Thank you.
The funding source from the city, where we got money from Bloomberg Philanthropies, is Love Your Block. And yes, we love our community, just like people in every section of the city of Buffalo love their community. But the other thing that impresses me about the Western New York African American Artists Collective is that they love each other. And we cannot progress as a community unless we show our love for each other. That's why this organization is doing so well. So in addition to the artists, I want to recognize 50 Women with a Vision and Valeria Cray DeHaan, a great artist in her own right, for building an organization for Jefferson Avenue and being on the battlefield for a long time. to turn around Jefferson Avenue. Valeria, thank you very, very much. I want to thank the Jefferson Avenue business people. I want to thank the Jefferson Avenue Block Club and all of the partners who have made today possible. And while this is a great day, it's an important day, this is just a day of beginning. This is a beginning. This is not an end. You're going to see a lot more projects like this one. So thank you all for coming out. We're going to need your continued input, your continued support, so that we can make the money flow in this community the way this community wants to see the money flow. Thank you all very much.
So it is my pleasure to introduce somebody who is not a stranger to the east side of Buffalo. Somebody who's on a grassroots level, who has knocked on doors, talked to people, helped people without even people. She tells people, you know what, don't even mention this. You know, I'm just doing this because this is what I'm supposed to do, whether I'm a legislator or not. And so it is my proud moment to introduce the chairwoman of the county legislature. I'm not going to demote her. We're just going to promote her, right? April Baskins.
Thank you, Oz. Thank you, community. Thank you to our great mayor. Give it up for Mayor Byron Brown. I tell you, there are things when it comes to serving in public service as an elected official that are difficult, and there are things that are made easier day by day. And some of the things that are often easy is supporting the right projects. And that's because the leaders in our community are already doing the work. I like to think of myself as a supporter, and I believe in supporting the established leadership that we've had here in the city of Buffalo for a long time. Our mayor has set the bar high when it comes to delivering to the community, and it's an honor to be able to follow after his footsteps and support worthy projects. Not only is he a leader that priorities are in the right place, but his heart is in the right place as well. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for leading the way with the initiative Love Your Block grants. Once the grants were funded, Mr. Baker, who has led this Urban Arts Collective in such a marvelous way, Mr. Cooper, and all of the people that are members. Thank you so much, Mama Charlene Miller. They came by my district office and they said, listen, this is what the city has done. What you gonna do? What's the county gonna do? I said, oh, I better hurry. I don't want to be. So it's so important to me that when people come by my office and make it clear the things that are important to the community. I believe in Jefferson Avenue. I believe in the beautification of Jefferson Avenue, the residents of Jefferson Avenue. On one end of Jefferson, we have this beautiful mural that reflects our community and our history. That's in the Buffalo Renaissance. Another end of Jefferson Avenue, there's a historic stadium that is named after my great uncle, Johnny B. Wiley, that has fought hard for this community. Jefferson is a core and it's a hub for the east side of Buffalo. So thank you to the Urban Arts Collective for what you've contributed. The county does commit to doing more. I was a visual art major at Performing Arts High School, and I remember sitting in arts history class and learning about Mary Cassatt. Any artists out here know Mary Cassatt? Okay, so Mary Cassatt was this wonderful artist, and she painted these beautiful images of women and their children. And when I was in high school, I always wondered why all of the artwork painted by Mary Cassatt was of white women and their children, looking so peaceful and happy in their porcelain skin. And I wanted to know, where were the mothers and children that looked like me? Where was the artwork that reflected my experience as a young black woman? And I just didn't see that in art history books. Because of the Urban Arts Collective here in Buffalo, the Western New York Urban Arts Collective, now the artist in me can finally see artwork that reflects me. And I've been wanting to see that since I was a child. I love art. I love all of the artists. I love this community. And the county does commit to partnering with our great mayor and giving more. So on behalf of the Erie County Legislature, I'd like to present the Western New York Arts Collective for this wonderful certificate. John and Ari, I don't know, James, if you guys want to come forward. This is for your wonderful work on the Buffalo Chronicle. I'm sure it's starting with this piece and there will be more. Just know that the legislature is very grateful for all of the beautiful work that you're doing, for giving your craft to the people, for telling the story of living legends and those that have gone on, and just making sure that art that reflects who we are is in the center of our community. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
So as we conclude, let me just say this. This is just an initial investment. And so what you see here today, I talked about the Jefferson Avenue Block Club, and what they did is that they commissioned these local artists and they worked with businesses in the community to adopt garbage pails. And there's specific messages about who and what we are, that chronicle, that history about who we are along the way. Then you walk down and you go see Mama Charlene. And you got to see that project, because we're going to do that. We're going to do an unveiling with that, and that she's doing a memorial garden there. And she has artists here working on that. But then you're just not going to stop down there. You're going to go Johnny B. Wiley, and there's a mural going up there. So the idea here is that when you do one, you do more. You make the significant investment, and then investment will come, right? And so it is about money, but it's really about the investment that we make in the people and our community. And so let this not be the last time that we are on Jefferson Avenue. Next year, when they have the Jefferson Arts Festival, let this many people and more be on this community and understand more about what's happening in this community. So thank you. God bless to everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let's just celebrate today.
I'd just like to say a few things in closing. The chairwoman was a little bit disingenuous about her position. I spoke to the mayor and told him what our project idea was. He was on board from day one. I stopped by and met with the chairwoman. She was on board from day one and found the money to help us within a matter of days. Oh, yeah. Okay, not weeks, months, in days. She said, well, what do you need to make this project go forward where you want to? Because to be honest with you, the grant, initial city grant, is only $1,000. It's only for materials. Okay, but we want to make it something that people, when they come to our community, they want to come by here and see. So that additional funding helped us take it to the level it is now, and we also have ordered plaques that are going to go up here and talk about the program too that will be going with this. And just to give you an idea of what we have planned, what we have going on in the future is, we are having a meeting on October 30th at Frank Merriweather Library with People Inc. The buildings that are going up on Southampton, Northampton, has been commissioned to work through with the People Inc. organization to do the murals on the top of those buildings. And we're going to give our community an opportunity to decide what should go up there. And we have Brad Watts that's back there. He's from People Inc., and we're glad to have him along with us. And so we got information on that. So the traditional way of people doing meetings is they have their ideas, they put their projects together, and they bring them to us at the library after they decide it. We're changing all of that. You're going to be involved from day one, okay? And when we come back in April, it's going to be because of the decisions that you made in October and November, okay? And we'll work from there. And that's the way our community needs to be invested and involved in what's going up, okay? And as I said, we're also working with Mama Charlene. We got 4 artists that are doing murals for her memorial garden. And we hope to have that up by the middle of November. The garden is already going up. She got the bricks down. She's waiting on the benches. Another place for us to make a difference within our community. And the idea is, right now, we're getting an opportunity because of what we're doing, for instance, like Valeria Cray in the Arc down on Michigan Street. Okay, we have Ari Moore working on a project with Cliff Bell and his organization, and Ellen. So we have a lot of different projects going on, and you may not hear from us, that's because we're in the studio working. And right now, what we're trying to do is make the point that it's important what we think, what we see, and what we feel. And I want to make sure what we as artists do within our community reflects what you're looking for. Not what somebody tell us from another country, another city, or anything else. We are here with you now, so we know what you want. And we appreciate you coming out and supporting us today. And like I say, please, on the 30th, come to the library. We got a survey that we're putting out to give you an opportunity to give us even more ideas of what you're looking for. Because to be honest with you, since we've been working on this, we've been having people come up here daily, tell us what they think we should do next. We also talked to Debbie Ransom, who's a veteran. And we're going to do something for the African American veterans here on Jefferson. They have a parade that's coming here in July. And by the time that parade comes around, we will have a space that will recognize the different services and our African American service members. And we appreciate your service. Thank you very much. So, without ado, I'm going to let you go because we don't want to push it and the rain comes. But I want to thank you all for coming out here and supporting us because this is really important to us and it's encouraging, especially to our young artists. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you,
We're going to take a quick picture with the artists here. Aaron, you want us to be in front or?
Go move the
Yeah, I need them to move the podium.
Hey, Tim?
Thank you. Thank you, man.
You are hired. You are hired. I will.
Oh, no.
E-funds.
Not always, but
You know what?
I can get down there for you.
I just want to say one more thing that's very important to our organization. These are the first 2 awards that we've received as an organization. So it's a proud moment for our group right now.
You're welcome.
One from the city and the mayor, and one from the chairwoman.
Yeah, set up.